What's good, y'all? Hope everybody's living well and staying blessed. It's your boy Marcus B. As always, I'm with you, one and only Mr. Evan Simmons and new guy Chris. This is episode 39, almost to 40. Shout out. Wow, the other day we realized that there's a catalog on the YouTube. It's very strange. Anyways, this is episode 39 of Holla at Your Boy, and today I sat down with a close friend and colleague, Miss Jennifer ESSARY. She is a private lesson teacher, former band director, and all-around good human being. And we talk about bands, her life as a performer as well as a teacher. Talk about being a mom / parent, as well as some business practices. Turns out your girl ESSARY runs a business, and if you go to hickoryandelm.com, type in promo code HAYB 20. She got a little discount for you on that website. So listen to the episode. Check out more info about that. Huh?
Link will be in the description.
And it will be in the description. So check it out. Go support her because she supports us. Also, we're at 110 subscribers. So shout out to y'all for following us and riding the train. As always, the goal is to get to that 250. So if you like what we're doing out here, make sure you like, follow, subscribe, and share with all your homies so that way we can get this out to as many people as possible. Hope you guys enjoy the episode. Peace. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Dude, have you ever actually sat down with a synthesizer?
Yes.
It's wild. Have you ever sat down with an
No.
actual synthesizer? It's such a... I'm going to just assume no.
No.
Yeah. It's such a weird... I don't fully understand what it does.
Right.
Because Eric actually gave Connor... He was like, I want you to write a piece using synthesizer and percussion. And Connor's like, cool. I've never seen a synthesizer before. So Eric went to his closet. Eric's the guy that wrote that intro song.
Okay.
Came back with his little baby synthesizer. He's like, here, figure it out. And just watching him, he would just turn a knob and then changing in plugins. It's so strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead and introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what you do, your deepest, darkest personal secret, anything you care to disclose.
My name is Jennifer ESSARY. I live in Temple, Texas, and what do I do is kind of a hard question. I teach private French horn lessons, and I also work with a marching band, and I'm a mom. So I CEO of my family, and I have a business, and I'm on a nonprofit board, and what else? Too many things. I like to overcommit.
Hey, you're amongst good people for that exact thing. Because as you can see, I decided I wanted to do a podcast, and I have an entire studio and have 2 people helping me out. So
There you go.
I get the overcommitment thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Deepest, darkest personal secret, right? I don't know.
If you've got one.
I don't have many secrets, but I might have to come back to that.
Hey man, yeah. Open question. So this is partially what I wanted to talk. Check. Okay. Yeah. Partially why I wanted to have you on is because we've now worked together for 2.5 years, and I feel like Brent, every now and then, or Marcus will say something. They're like, yeah, she did this, or she's from this, or she played with this people, and I was like, what? Really? And I'm just realizing 2.5 years in, and I'm like, I don't really know, just in general, y'all on a personal level.
Yeah.
So, what is a quick, or not quick, I don't care. I'm in no hurry. What's the backstory? How did you get from birth to CEO of your family in Temple?
That's a tricky question. Well, I don't know. I think probably I feel like my life kind of started in 6th grade band.
Okay.
Like elementary school is cool, but band started in band.
Yeah.
It's band, and so I think that's really just shaped my life a whole bunch, and it's kind of guided the direction that I go in life. The direction to stay in band in high school, and then stay in band in college, and then major in music, and then march drum corps, and then be a band director and play professional. Like it just kind of, that one choice you make as an 11-year-old affects your entire life, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, we've talked about that a bunch on here.
Oh, yeah.
Like how odd it is. Like, my entire life is based off a decision I made when I was 11.
Exactly. And there's also job discrimination based on that too.
Also that.
Because like if they want a woodwind person, they're not going to hire me.
That's fair.
Because I chose a brass instrument in 6th grade.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I didn't think about that part.
Yeah.
That's,
Isn't it weird though to think
That
about it
is-
like that?
Yeah, I don't
So-
like that. Okay.
So I, so went through all the way through high school band. Of course, went to band in college, did band in college, and met my husband there.
Okay.
And then we both got jobs as band directors after college, and again got married a little bit later. And we ended up down here. His first job was way up in the Panhandle, but mine was down here, and then he eventually came down this way too.
Okay.
And we had no intention of staying. It was just like,
Yeah.
okay, we got a job in the same area. Sweet. Okay. And then it just kind of happened, and here we are.
Just kinda stayed.
Yeah, just because, opportunities kept arising, I guess. And it's been and we really like this area. Because I grew up in West Texas, and he grew up in the Metroplex, DFW area.
Gotcha.
And I don't know. I just think here we are. So I was a band director for 8 years,
Yeah.
middle school and high school band. And then I had my son, and
Where were you in high school?
Academy High School.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
You and
The guy I
Blake.
worked with? No.
no, Blake is from.
Blake's from Midway, like up in Waco University.
I thought university. That's what it was.
Yeah,
I don't know why
yeah.
I always.
Well,
get-
they're kind of, I get the university.
Academy,
and
university,
Yeah,
like
I get that.
that's- Okay.
Yeah, so Academy, it's just a little bit south, outside of town here. And it's a small school, so I taught like 5th grade through 12th grade every day.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I was the assistant at the head at the middle school and assistant at the high school. And so I had a teaching partner that kind of gave me PTSD when I left that job.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was super, super great. And then I came to Temple. Anyway, worked here for a while, and then anyway, had my kid, worked for another year, and then decided I want to be a stay-at-home mom. I felt like I just really felt that was what God was calling me to do. So the finances worked out that we were able to do that. We had to cut a bunch of expenses and really kind of tighten our belts as far as that, but we knew we wanted to make it work. So we did.
Frivolous nonsense.
Yeah, like cable, like we had Netflix. Okay, so we got cable. And still, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then started teaching private lessons pretty quick after that. And I just started with like 2 students. And so this is, my 6th year or so of lessons, I guess. And that's kind of my main, that is my like main income producing thing now. But I really love teaching privately.
Yeah.
It's a whole, the other side of teaching band. It's getting to work with kids one-on-one.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that.
It's almost.
So.
I feel like, and let me get your opinion on this. I don't want to just kind of project. After being a band director, teaching private lessons is almost the reason why you decided to teach, unknowingly.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because it's
like the best of teaching.
Yeah. You get the 100% intimacy of just like, I'm working with a student. And it's like, that's all you're doing.
Yeah, and you just concentrate on that one kid and what that one kid needs.
Yeah, no excess nonsense.
No
bus rides.
no driving the bus. I had to do that.
Oh, God.
It was terrible.
That's a rough
I'm
one.
a bad driver too, so they didn't care. I was driving that bus. So
Yeah, you just
But
you
yeah.
just get to focus on the kid and make sure that they are developing the way that they're supposed to.
Yep.
And then it's just like, all right, cool. I get to then just leave
yes, yes.
after
Yep.
after that. So, you feel like that was that sounds a little aggressive. I was gonna say like a healthier choice, because you also mentioned like the fact that the high school gig gave you PTSD.
It was
extent.
it was mostly the environment I was in.
Gotcha. Yeah.
How do I tiptoe around that? The dude I was working with was interesting.
Okay.
He's
Fair
a
enough.
friendly guy, but had some definite quirks. And
Not every gig is the best gig.
no, it was really good. I mean, it was a good gig. It was a good gig, but until it wasn't, you know.
But you got out of that, and you ended up in the district right now, and then you were Brent's assistant.
No, I was
No,
Karen's.
Karen's assistant. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Karen
so
was
when
Brent's assistant.
so when Brent
Right.
left,
Sorry.
Karen moved up,
Boop,
and
boop.
I became
Gotcha. Okay, and then how long were you there?
5 years.
5 years. Okay.
And sometime during that 5 years, I started working with the band, the high school marching band. So
And then you
that's
just
how I got into that.
so then you become full-time mom, and then quickly become the on-call marching.
Yes, utility director
Yeah.
is what I like to call myself.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, utility director.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've subbed for everybody, and I'm
Yeah.
long term even, and you know, I can step in and do this or that or.
I was about to say, no, that is it. It is a really nice thing having someone that is still like active in the game as like the on-call
Right.
substitute teacher.
Right.
So,
Right.
and plus you're such familiarized with like the community and the students, so it's not this awkward like, hey, I'm a substitute today. It's just like, oh, ESSARY's just teaching us today.
Right,
Like
right.
I don't feel like it's an awkward.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I don't either. So, and I don't say the S word anymore. If I'm subbing, I'll just say I'm Mr. Whoever today.
Yeah.
I don't say I'm subbing because man, that's like a bad word. You know how kids
Yeah.
act when they have a sub. It's terrible. So.
That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good move. Okay. And what was the calling to drop, like, what was the deciding factor to be like, I'm gonna be a full-time mom and give up the band directing thing?
It was so long ago at this point. I'm not sure I remember. I mean, I've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I wanted to, like, I kind of had an idea in my head of like what kind of parent I wanted to be and what kind of mom I wanted to be.
Okay.
And how I wanted to, what kind of person I wanted my kid to be. And I knew that would, you know, at least partially be reflected in how I parented,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I said, it really was a calling. Like, we really did feel like God was telling us both, like, this is what you need to do.
Wow. Okay.
And we thought about it for a long time, and prayed about it, and, you know, weighed all the pluses and minuses of both. And that's just, when I made the decision, I just felt this peace, you know, even though, like, despite the financial insecurity and, you know, the job security, like, will I ever get hired again if I take this time off, kind of a thing, you know? So there's all those worries, but you just have that peace, like, if God's telling me to do this, He's going to take care of me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so it was that. And He has, I mean, He has provided, like, it's unbelievable, especially through, like Bombadina and Brent.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and just, like, the fact that I'm still getting paid to go help with marching band is amazing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that and the lessons picked up, and so it's really been,
That's awesome.
it really has.
Yeah. That being said, like, when did because your husband stopped teaching as well?
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
He kind of switched gears.
Switch. Okay.
But yeah.
He's, if I recall correctly, somewhat in IT.
Yeah, well, he's educational technology.
Okay.
So he moved, he was a band director, and then he moved to technology at his school, and became an instructional coach, I guess, for technology.
Gotcha.
something.
Okay.
Anyway, and now he works at Region 12 in Waco, which like provides support for all the school districts in this area.
Oh wow. Okay.
From like the bus drivers to the superintendents, there's like they have support for everything. And he does educational technology for them. And so this summer he's been really busy doing all the Google trainings, Google Classroom and Canvas and this and that, all those buzzwords, you know.
Yeah.
But that's what he does, and yeah, he really enjoys that.
I mean, I want to talk to someone about how rough that's been for them. I can't imagine.
Yeah, this was like the busiest summer ever.
Yeah, I imagine he's had some rough goes.
Yeah.
The past couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pause on this conversation real quick.
Okay.
Did you know that there were more than teachers at your school? Like this is a really ignorant question, but did you know that there was more than teachers at your school?
Like when I was in school, or when I'm teaching now?
Like when you were in high school, did you know that there was more than the teaching staff, the counselors, and like the principals?
No.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Like, were you familiar?
Like the fact that there's superintendents and stuff?
No. Like superintendents.
Like support personnel.
Like, yeah.
Like the coaches and the...
No, I didn't know anything
Okay.
about that. Yeah. That's not, I think, about a little hot.
Yeah, I didn't. I had no idea.
Yeah, I don't think I ever knew.
Yeah, that there was all these other people, and now like I kind of look back on it, I'm like, I don't think you had a class. Why were you always there? Like I just always remember seeing like one or two teachers like always like bouncing class to class, and they didn't have like a classroom, but everybody knew them. I was like, did I just miss their class? Are they teaching some random like physics course, advanced level stuff? No, there's some IT coach or like what's another one like they're above the head of like the English department.
Yeah, like the team leads kind of.
Yeah.
Like the department heads.
The department heads like
they still teach though, don't they?
I think they have like 2 classes.
That's it?
Or something like that. Yeah. They don't have like the full class though because they're the ones supposed to be like figuring
Helping
out everybody else's issues.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's not the way it is at Temple right now. Because I knew about that part because there's an English teacher who teaches I don't know exactly what she teaches, but she's the head and she has full schedule.
Does she? Okay. So I think there's a level above that I'm thinking of.
Yeah. It may be the instructional coaches.
I think it's that one.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really make sense, and I don't really know how you get that gig.
Yeah, it's a pretty, I'd say it's probably a pretty easy gig.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to teach a class. All you gotta do is help the teachers.
Yeah. Is that as fulfilling? Would you think that'd be as
I guess it just depends who you want to help.
That's fair. Also, like, the realization of, kind of, again, just kind of detracting from the original conversation, but just like, oh, you just keep moving up because you want to retire and have a decent check. Like, that's really bleak. That's a really bleak realization.
Mm-hmm.
It's the corporate ladder.
Yeah, man. And again, I didn't think that education was a corporate ladder gig. And that's, again, super bleak.
In a way, it is, yeah.
Because when I first got in, I was like, I'm probably not going to retire on the proper amount of years. I'm just like, I'm going to be tired of this, and then I'm just going to stop and do something else. And to think that, like, people are like, so I'm going to hit that point, and then I'm going to become an assistant principal, and then I'm going to become a principal at a small school, and then maybe I get superintendent for a year, and then deuce. That sounds terrible.
right. That's a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you decide to be full-time mom, give up the full-time teaching gig, because again, I think maybe within the year or the next year you started lessons /
I started with the marching band before I quit my job.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So there were, it was at least, I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but for a while there, I was helping on Monday nights.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it in the mornings, but I was helping on Monday nights. And involvement just kind of got more. And then when I quit my job, it's like, okay, I can come some mornings now. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
Now it's basically full-time.
Now I'm here like every day.
Full-time marching director.
But
Yeah. Okay. Now, what else have you done? Like you kind of brushed over like a professional career as well as a marching career. Like what else have you done in the world of music?
Well, so I've marched in the Blue Knights Drum and Bugle Corps for 3 seasons, and then I was tour manager for them for 1 season, which was terrible because I value sleep too much.
That's
and you don't sleep
gig.
as a tour manager.
Yeah.
That's like, oh, we need cereal and milk for the morning, so you go to Walmart at 4 a.m. and buy like 40 gallons of milk for the Corps so they can have breakfast the next day. It was crazy. But I made some really good friends on that tour that summer. In addition to the people I marched with, who still feel like family. We don't see each other hardly ever, but then when you do see each other, it's like, and you still hug and all that stuff.
What seasons?
02, 03, 04 is when I marched, and then tour manager in 06.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's dating me a little bit.
Check.
And I'm out.
Oh, monitor.
The entire monitor.
We're good.
And we're back.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yep.
02, 03. I'm trying to think.
There were not very memorable shows. I mean, of course, I remember them.
I don't think those were just memorable years in general.
No.
Like that was a little bit of a...
04 was cool. 04 was a cool year overall, but 02 and 03. 03 is when Santa Clara did the New Era, and all I remember is that they said New Era throughout the show, but it sounded like they were saying moo cow. And so we just always made fun, moo cow. And anyway, and so I remember that.
04 was Cavies, not Metropolis.
The Cavaliers did 007. They did James Bond that
007.
year.
Okay.
And SCV did Scheherazade, which is my favorite, ever.
Yeah, one of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
What show am I thinking of? Was it before then? It was they did the box.
Oh, yeah, the Machine.
Machine, thank
That
you.
was 2006.
Was
that
that 06?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
That was a very cool show.
My mid-2000s drum corps years are just super sparse and
Right.
definitely mixed up. Okay, yeah. So 04 was probably the peak year for when you marched.
Yeah,
Just in general for drum corps.
Yeah, well, it was the peak year for us, too.
Okay.
So our corps, we finally got back into finals in 2004. We'd been out
gotcha.
for the past 3, by a hair each year.
Just
it
right
was
in
just
that.
killer. I mean, so in 2002, we were 13th place.
Oof.
By 0.05, no, not that much, 0.5, I think. And then the next year we were 13th by 0.15, even a smaller margin.
Jeez.
And so 04 was okay, we got to do this.
Yeah,
it's this year.
yeah.
It's happening. It was my age out. Finals were in Denver, which was our home show.
Oh,
So that's where
on.
the Blue Knights are from.
Yeah.
And it was we're making this happen.
Yeah.
And it did, and it was amazing.
Felt great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that finals
And that
night
was-
was the best night.
Also, I forgot that whatever year it was when they flipped it from top 12 to top 15.
For semis,
Is
it's
it
still
finals?
top 12 for
Is finals
finals.
12?
Yeah.
I thought it was 15. I'm
Yeah.
tripping.
It's still 12.
Yeah.
Huh. Anyways,
So-
right on. That's
Yeah.
dope, man.
Yeah, it was
I
cool.
forgot that
was cool.
that DCI was in Denver for a while.
Yeah, well, they used to do a different spot every year.
Yeah.
So first year that I marched, we were in Madison, and then Orlando, and then Denver, and then they finally, I think 06 or 07 maybe is when they started. No, it was later. It was 08. They started doing it in Indiana every year.
Yeah.
Because I kind of understand the reason behind it. They feel like they had to recreate the wheel every time they went to a new
Yeah.
stadium with the marketplace and with the cores and everything, and I get that, but
Just kind
it
of
was really cool going to a different
for sure.
place every year.
It was definitely more of an experience getting to go to different spots,
Yes,
but it also
yeah.
just made a little bit more sense to just be like, this is the final destination
Yeah,
every time.
yeah.
Figure
That
out your tour around that.
yeah.
Wait, hold up on that. What was y'all's tour like back then?
In what regards?
Because there's now people talk about it. You got the West Coast tour, you got the Texas tour, Swamp tour.
Yeah, we kind of did that. I think we didn't have those names for
Yeah.
it. We kind of we did say West Coast because, we'd go from Denver, usually it seems we'd go like down through New Mexico and then Arizona, Nevada, up through California, sometimes up into Seattle, and kind of make a loop, come back down through Casper, Wyoming, down back into Denver. And then like Drumsville in the Rockies is the Blue Knights home show.
That's right.
And that's always somewhere like second week of July. And so we'd get back, we'd do that first tour loop, and then going back for our home show, and then start like the southern Texas and the southern states, and then all up, and then, you know, be in Atlanta on this day, and then wherever, Allentown on the next week. And
Also, and in the same regards, I asked because the amount of shows has also severely dwindled over the years. So just like, what was it like having, like, I feel like when you helped out at BK as well, right? Yeah. Like, I think a lot of chorus the past couple of years is just like, no, this is our tour every year. Like, we might hit one or two extra shows that they pop up, but more than likely, like, you know that these are the shows that we're gonna hit. Was it the same instance back then? No, it was just like,
we were going all sorts of places. Like, every year was different. Right, and there'd be some shows we'd do the same, and we'd stay at the same housing site. But for the most part, like, we didn't know where we were going until it was like, okay, we're leaving next week. Here's our tour schedule. Right on. Kind of a thing. Huh. So.
And just in general, like, what was touring like back then?
I mean, it was fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like now, so I don't really have a frame of reference, I guess, for that. But, you know, our corps, I think a lot of corps did not do this at the time, but our corps placed a premium on floor time. So we always made sure, no matter how long we spent on the bus, we always got to a school and had at least a little bit of time to sleep on a floor. And they were really good about that. And, you know, they fed us. We had like 4 meals a day, which is great. And
better than a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. And it was it was almost the same thing every day, but it was fun.
Yeah.
And, you know, you say a lot, how you do one thing is how you do everything. Mm-hmm. And in core life, you know, you're doing everything like 100% all the time, just as perfect as you can be, even if that's like, you know, you're executing your show, or you're putting your horns in the line, or you're showering, or everything's like bam, 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 and the best that you could do it. So you go back to real life after finals, and it's like, wow, this is so easy. What do people do? You know, like, real life feels easy, and the showers are lonely when you come back to. Lonely, you don't have anyone to talk to anymore.
There's such weird sensations coming back from tour, and I never did the drum corps thing, but just being like with the indoor thing. I mean, I've told y'all about this. This is the first time in 8 years I'm not going to be participating in anything indoor, and I'm like having a mild anxiety attack about it. 'Cause like, what do people do on their weekends?
Yeah, that was the first year after I aged out. I was like, what do I do with the summer?
Yeah.
What do I do? I like took a cake decorating class, you know, and stuff like that. I was like, okay, we're gonna try this.
Just do random, random fill-in time stuff, and that, like the shower thing's weird. The sleeping alone's weird, especially because like I don't have a frame of reference. It's all I did was indoor, but just like with indoor, it was 9, anywhere from like, you know, 4 to, I think at one point in time there was like 14 people in one house, and it's everybody's in the living room, so it's like same setup as a drum corps, like gym floor, but it's even a little bit more intimate because there's less space. Right. But it's like everybody's got to go to bed at the same time, and you're all just kind of like laying there like, this sucks.
Yeah.
All right, let's wake up and do it again.
Yep.
And then you go do your couple 4-hour blocks, and then drive back to normal life and try to act like a normal person. And yeah, it is that level of camaraderie is sparsely matched.
Right. There's nothing like it. Yeah. Maybe in the military. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh well.
Even some.
Well, I mean, I would think military is pretty in the similar light, again, to having done the military. But I mean, just the guys of boot camp, anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks, you're with the same people. You shower with the same folk, work out with the same folk, eat the same stuff with the same folk. So
or if you're going into war together,
that too.
You know, like
that's I think that's definitely surpasses the level of intimacy. But on the boot camp side of things, I feel like that's pretty matched.
Yeah,
to the level of brotherhood, sisterhood, what have you.
I think so too. I think in physicality as well. I talked to a recruiter sometime in college, and she was kind of describing what boot camp's like. I'm like, that sounds a lot like drum corps. Like, okay, I got that, no problem.
Light work.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do your 3 years of marching, you do the year of tour manager, and then where is that in your like college life?
That was after I graduated. So I was actually, when I was a tour manager, I had to leave tour early to come back to start teaching summer band in academy.
Okay.
And I think that was my first full year of teaching.
Okay.
Which was 2006.
Right on. Yeah.
So came back and started teaching band.
Okay.
And then drove a school bus.
Really hated the
crashed
school bus,
a couple of things. Yeah.
Oh man. I don't know how I feel. Have you had to drive a school bus?
I've driven the box truck, never a school bus.
Yeah. So I have always been the de facto driver.
Right.
Like
for the truck and stuff.
Yeah, for the truck for like ever since doing the indoor thing, because like in San Antonio ISD they don't have like those schools don't have they don't have like a trailer or a thing. They just have a budget for U-Haul trucks. So that way it's like whenever you need it, it's just like you have it readily available. So it's like technically like you have one, but not quite. Yeah. And anytime we were doing indoor things and there was like a need for a driver, it was like, here you go, Marcus. See you over there. I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't have that anxiety of driving things, but also I've never driven a bus. Like I've only ever had to drive stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely a level of calmness, but I think if I had to drive human beings, that would be a little stressful.
It was very stressful. Even when things were calm, it was stressful,
Okay, and then and this was like the last thing like Brent mentioned to me, like I think Flowers wants to do this piece, or Cameron wants to do this piece. Yeah. That's like a full symphony type deal. Mm-hmm. And Brent was like, yeah, Jennifer did this with so and so group so many years ago. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I played with the Abilene Philharmonic, and that was right before I graduated. And I just got to sub for them because there was one concert that of the 4 horn players, they needed 3 subs for this section. Jeez. So I got to sit in. And it was really fun. And we did that piece, and it was amazing. Yeah. I mean, it's John Williams, and I'm a horn player, so it's amazing. And
that's what dreams are made of, right there.
Right. And I remember I had to actually miss a performance with my college band to stay in Abilene and do the Philharmonic. And it wasn't a big deal. Like, the band director understood that, this is a professional gig, and you might not get this opportunity again, kind of a thing.
Shout out to them for being understanding.
Yeah. So I did. I got to play with them on that one concert. And then when I moved down here, a few years after I moved down here, I just started playing with the Temple Symphony. Mm-hmm. And I've been doing that for, I don't know, maybe 10 years now or something like that.
Wow. Okay.
At least track, it's like, what? When did I start? How long ago was that, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
And then, no, you don't play with TJO, you just sub.
I've never played with TJO or like any of the jazz stuff here. So there's just not an opportunity for horns so much in jazz. Plus, that's not really part of my background. I would love, besides teaching it, at Bonham, but I've never played a lot of jazz.
Am I crazy? Because I thought you've subbed though, right?
In TJO?
Yeah. No?
I subbed for like in the blues. I played trumpets in blues. Like a year or so ago.
I remember like the first year I was here and I was helping out with the TJO concert. I could have sworn you were at one of the rehearsals.
I don't think so.
Also, again, with the same people, just kind of intermingling. You forget which gig was which.
Right.
Okay. And then any other super dope gigs?
Super dope gigs. I really like playing Broadway shows, like musicals.
Okay.
Like when local high schools or civic organizations or whenever do musicals, I really love playing those.
Right on. What's your favorite?
Beauty and the Beast.
I don't think I've heard that one.
Oh man, the horn part is just so.
Yeah. Well, I also just feel like you. 7 times out of 10, I'll be a little generous both ways. 7 times out of 10, like I don't think there's such thing as a bad horn book.
There can be.
There is
there
like
can be.
Bad in the sense of this is dumb. Why are you making me do this?
Or this is all upbeats. I hate this. You know.
But like as far as like, because I know like musicals for like woodwind can oftentimes be garbage.
There, yeah.
Just all over the place. These weird like little
right, things that don't make a lot of sense.
And then switch to a different instrument, like
and do the same thing.
Yes.
And I mean, I subbed on. I did this once. It was like they didn't have. It was going to be a professional like pit orchestra for this musical, but they needed players to like mark the musical theater at Texas State, and my buddy hit me up for it, and he gave me the drum set part, and I was like, all right, yeah, I can do like drum set, like that's not gonna be too big of a deal. Like I was just getting into musicals, I was like, I've paid attention to a couple things, like it's not like it's a little sporadic, but not too much. But then like gives me the book, and it's like drum set and friends.
Yes. Yes.
And they're just running it straight down, and I'm just like, hi-hat, bass drum. When do I have time to stand up to play the chimes? What? There's a bell solo too? Oh my God.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And just keep running around, and then we just ran it down, and then everyone was like, yeah, all right, good job. Thank you very much. I was just like, I don't feel like I did anything right.
Right.
What happened? And then my buddy that hired me played timpani. That's all I get to play. All I had to play. I was like, hey man, you suck.
Right.
But yeah, dude, I mean, maybe it's my own personal bias too. I just love horn.
Yeah.
I wish I could play it. My face is just not built for it.
Yeah.
I just don't have it. Yeah. Got that goofy face. But Beauty and the Beast, I'm trying to think like what.
I mean, it's very similar to the Disney movie version, but there are some extra songs, and there's a lot of extra horn stuff that's not in the movie. You're in the cartoon movie, and that was the first. It was the first musical I ever played.
Really? Okay.
And this was also right out of college, and then I've been waiting for somebody to do it so I can play it again. And this is actually a really sad story. No, it's not sad, but one of our local high schools did this a few years ago when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Really?
And the performances were on my due date.
Oh, geez.
And I was like, oh, can I play this? And like, she's going to be late. I just know she's going to be late. And I'm going to play this gig, or I would hate to sign up and say, commit to this and be like, oops, she didn't. She wasn't late. So I missed Beauty and the Beast. Because,
heartbreaking.
I know. It's crazy. But I've played a lot of other fun ones too. So it'll come around again. It's a good one. So
I want, of course. I mean, but this is also just naturally how it happens. If the world wasn't in shambles currently, I wouldn't have a free spring semester either way. But it would be nice if like magically the gig circuit opened back up in January and like all
right,
like all the plays and all the things at the Civic Center and all the blah blah blahs opened back up, and they just needed people because I miss.
That would be amazing.
I miss playing.
Yeah.
I realized that the other day, like I miss, like having a reason to practice,
right,
and perform. Like, cause like I tried, cause I'm trying something this year, where I didn't press region music like I had been the past two, and my idea is like, it was a mix of that and the fact that the kids have only performed 5 times,
right,
maybe,
yeah.
Right, and I was like, okay, they've only performed 5 times, and notoriously percussionists suck at performing solo. Just what it is. And I was decided that we're gonna do this solo ensemble performance, in the like very much in this sense of a college studio recital. It's like here's this thing, you have 3 weeks, learn it, you're going to performance.
Yeah.
Dope. And then I started practicing, and I was like, man, if I don't have a performance, I have zero like motivation to do it. And I understand that is a problem. And people like my boy Steven Vogel, shout out to him, who's him, Connor, and my boy Stuart, 3 brass players, trombone, trumpet, and tuba. They're just like, yeah, 2 hours of scales, let's get after it. And they can do it, and they're just like, badass day.
Yeah.
And just go on with their life. I'm like, man, I like scales, and I could practice them for like maybe 10 minutes, and then I kind of just want to shoot myself.
Right.
Like, I'm jealous of their ability. And I mean, even Evan, you're just like, I'm gonna practice flute today for an hour and a half. All right, I practice flute today for an hour and a half. Jealous of that, because I just do not have.
I don't either.
No, you're a gig driven.
I think so. I mean, every once in a while I have the urge and I'll pull on my horn and play stuff, but for the most part it's like, there's just other things. There's so many other things that I think I need to do with my time.
Fair enough. But also, I mean, it's a different level of chops on the private lesson thing. Yeah. As well. Yeah. Where it's like you got to be quick with like reading, quick with being able to nail an example, which is mad difficult, especially like because you're doing the region music in the percussion studio. So I've been like listening to some of that stuff. I'm like, yo, this is dumb. Like just that like what octave and a half leap. Yeah. And then like what?
It's crazy. And I think I've been telling my students this, the region music now is harder than anything I saw in high school.
Yeah.
Like hands down.
Oh, absolutely.
And I don't know why. I don't know why the jump in difficulty, but it's very hard. And my kids know, like, I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best, and I'm honest with them. I'm like, oh, that sounded really bad. Sorry. Okay, do that better. But it's difficult. It's hard. Yeah. But try to do my best, and they at least have something to listen to and an example, and hopefully good, tone quality and intonation and articulation and all that stuff. But
I've had this. I think me and Evan have had this conversation a couple times about just like effective private lessons, and I still don't like. I feel like wind instruments. I don't want to say it's easier, but you can understand it a little bit better because you have that kind of immediate ability to like go back and forth with them, as opposed to percussion where it's like, there's a marimba, let me play this 4-mouth thing, and then like, even the director, like I've done it before, I'm just like, I know this solo, and then they fumble on this one part, I'm just like, damn, I don't really remember how to fix that. Right. And then like, you got to kind of like go through the thing and like, and like take up like 30 seconds to a minute to be like, yeah, so you sucked here because you need to move over here, and then you like clip this note, and you got to set this thing up, and then they've got to like then also get back on the board and like, so like that. I think so. Try it.
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to it's just like, you missed the partial. It's supposed to be here. Nope, still flat. Try again. We do things. I mean, as far as that, like there's sometimes I have to just pause away. How do I do that? Or I have to play it 2 or 3 times and be like, oh yeah, it's okay. Try it like this. Yeah. Or in different fingerings and things like that. It's not as physical. Yeah. I definitely still have to stop and think and be like, wait, how do I do that? Okay. So, in general, that's band.
That's
your band world.
That's my band world, I guess. Okay. Yeah.
What's actually last thing I think in the band world? What's your affinity towards marching band?
What is my affinity towards marching band?
Like, why is that?
Why do I like it?
Like, what? Yeah. Why is that your gig?
I don't know. I guess it's because of my core experience.
Okay.
In high school, I actually didn't like marching band very much.
Really?
I liked concert band better.
Okay.
Yeah. and then I don't know why does someone who doesn't really like high school marching band go march drum corps? I don't know. I don't know, honestly. So I did, but I think that's why. And now I feel like, I mean, with that experience and that, you know, exposure just to all the, you know, the ways we did things and how we learned and how different people taught, I think that helps a lot in marching band. That's valued. I think that's why Bob Medina started getting me to come help, was because I was the only one in the district at the time that had that experience.
Gotcha.
And he really saw the value in that. And so I think that's why he had originally brought me on, was for that aspect of it.
Yeah, makes sense.
So, but now I love it.
Just been right.
I love teaching it. I love being
yeah.
around the kids.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love,
yeah.
just, I don't know, just something in me. I just love it.
I had to pick one gig, one teaching gig, lessons, concert band, marching band. What's the ride or die?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, I think if it came to a situation where I had to pick one, I don't know what I'd pick, but I think I like all of them enough that I'd be happy. Okay. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that for a while. I don't know, because every once in a while you'll hear the wind ensemble playing, you know, what were they playing the other day? Salvation is Created. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know, and it's like, I just melt. Or when they start doing Green Sleeves, or, you know, the Holst that they were working on last year, and like those pieces just kill me. I love them. You know, it's like I would so love to get to be standing in front of them someday doing that.
I wish we could have played Dan Zone last year.
Dan Zone was really cool.
Dan Zone was gonna be a good one. What else? Awesome. What else was on the ticket?
The Sweet and F.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet and F.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Holst. Yeah.
Oh. Check.
Check.
There it is. The whole Sweet and F, and then what was the?
We did like 2 or 3 different marches. We weren't decided on one yet.
Yeah, didn't decide. Yeah. Yeah, you guys were going to do a good ticket. Everybody was going to do a good ticket last year. Still really salty.
That's the only thing I was sad about when school got canceled.
Really?
Other than that, I was like, eh.
Yeah. Still sad about the jazz concert, as well as the brass band concert.
Yeah, that too.
Because both of those were going to be dumb. Because I think Matheson was gonna like do a half concert with Duran, and just knowing Duran, like if he had gone full reign of last year's jazz band, he would just be like, here's these stupid tunes. Yeah. You guys got 2.5 weeks to figure it out. Let's throw down, and that would have been that would have been a good time. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna lie. I've been kind of a little gun shy to get back in front of the concert bands, just because of like the first year was so rough, and then last year being taken away from me. Just like, man, it's like super emotionally exhausting.
Yeah. Well, and that's a hard group.
Yeah,
that's a really hard group.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to be, you got to be on your game musically, but also, like, behaviorally and, like, ready for anything they're going to throw at you that day, because you have no idea. Yeah. It's probably the hardest of the 3 bands.
It always blows my mind that the roughest band, emotionally, physically, musically, is given to the youngest one.
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense.
In the same vein, in the world of percussion, arguably, I'm gonna on the record, top 3 most important people for marching band are the rack players.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And those are always the last kids.
Yep.
It's like,
yeah.
Why? Like, what is? And it makes sense, because where else are you gonna put them? But then it makes 0 sense, because they're the ones that are the least musically inclined, and they have the hardest listening job.
And they're most likely to tear the band apart if they're not
And
right
they
on top
do.
of it. They do. It is absolutely true.
As we have found out this year.
Yes.
Quickly will just sandbag the entire show. Very frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also, I'm just going to be on a high horse for a second. The world of bass drumming, you always put the kid that is the most okay on bass 3, which is the dumbest thing, because they're the kid that has the most notes. Everything goes through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would you put the kid that can kind of count on that drum?
You need a kid that can like really, really count. Yeah.
They need to be smart and able. And it's always like, they kind of figured it out. Here's bass 3.
Right. Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. Sorry. All right,
No, it's all good.
Very frustrating. But yeah, like I came to this realization the other day where I'm I was like kind of ready to get after it, like coming into the summer. But then when we had the realization of like how small the band was going to be, and then we had the conversation of there might not be a third band this year, I was just like, damn, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like 3 years in a row where you just kind of get shot, and now it's like, we might have enough to have a third band, but might not.
Yeah.
Like, because even if we do have the numbers, like just physical playing ability, just because everybody took those 8 months off, just really
really
deterred. Not deterred, what's the word I'm looking for? Detrimental in their learning.
Impeded.
Impeded, there we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Impeded their musical ability, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a rough year. Okay. Now I think band tied up.
Yeah.
in the
Okay.
present. So what else do you do with your life, man?
Well, what else do I do with my life? So I have a business.
Yeah. So
That might be one of my deepest, darkest secrets, because there's not many people that know about it.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, no, that's
know.
why I didn't tell
I didn't know
anybody.
about that.
I didn't tell anybody. Like
Please-
not even
please
all
enlighten us.
not even all of my family knows.
Well,
So
now it's gonna go out to
it's gonna be out.
maybe 150 people.
Okay, you're all in on the secret. So 2 years ago, I enrolled in a business course online.
Okay.
I don't really know why I did, but I did. And it taught you how to start your own business and sell things online and
Okay.
do things like that. So I started this in 2018, and it's kind of morphed into an online shop for fair trade goods.
Oh, okay.
Which are products that are made by usually impoverished people in third world countries that do that, and they get paid a living wage, and they have safe working conditions, and it supports their life basically.
Yeah.
It brings families out of poverty. So I was kind of looking at, like I can support China, and I can support those factories, and all the. I'm just like, on China, and I just didn't feel good about it. So then when I started thinking about fair trade stuff, I was like, yeah, this is going to help people.
Yeah.
This is going to really help people. And so these artisans are, they're beaters or they're painters or they're, doing something, but they're, these companies aren't using child labor. They're paying a fair wage. A lot of them are investing into their communities and building, schools and libraries and stuff like that. And
That's awesome.
and the people really, they use their wages to send their kids to school or put running water in their house. Like,
There's
running water. Something we just totally take for granted.
It's wild. Like, I often have said, like, there's levels to this thing. To just generally talking about life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, like, I think a thing that people isn't talked about enough is, like, there's levels to poverty, which
Absolutely.
is wild.
Yeah.
Like, there is homeless in America, which is obviously an issue. Then there's, like, homeless in India and, like, homeless in China. Like,
And those are 3 different levels of.
whew,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
it gets dicey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. So I feel really good about supporting the organizations that employ these people.
Yeah.
And
that's
they're,
awesome.
a lot of them are, there's a World Fair Trade Organization and Fair Trade Federation. So they're like these big overarching entities that like make sure they're following these policies, and a lot of things are really sustainable, so they're better for the environment.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's just a lot of really, really positive things about it. So, so that's kind of the direction I've been going recently.
Okay.
I'm still kind of slowly getting there.
Figuring it out.
So yeah, it's kind of, you just kind of, it's one of those things you figure out as you go, and you
All
think,
right.
wow, you're 2 years in, aren't you killing it? Like, no, I'm still crawling. I feel like, you know, because I don't have business experience. I don't have anybody in my family that's been a business person. So it's kind of new. And but I enjoy it.
That's awesome.
And I'm hoping, you know, obviously I hope it takes off. I want it to succeed, and that's the reason I didn't tell anybody about it, is like, you know, you see those people online that are always like, I started a shop, come buy my blah blah blah, to all their friends and family. It's like, oh my gosh, stop messaging me already. You know, and I didn't want to be one of those people, so I didn't tell anybody about this. So I've had a business for 2 years that I feel is mildly successful without the support of people,
dude,
you know,
that's
me
awesome,
just
man.
asking people to buy stuff. So
Just putting it out in the ether and allowing people to come across it. Well, that being said, how does one get said goods?
So my website is called hickoryandelm.com.
Hickory and elm,
like
spelled
hickory the trees, hickory and elm the trees, hickory and elm.com. And Evan, you can cut this part out, maybe. I don't know.
Nah, man, we're gonna plug it. The website's gonna be right
Oh,
here.
dang. Okay, well, I can. Okay, so I hear this on podcasts a lot. I've never done this. Like, if you want a coupon code for your listeners,
Hell yeah!
I can totally hook you up with
Let's
that
go.
too.
What's the coupon code?
What do you want it to be? You name it.
Just wanted the HAYB.
HAYB.
Yeah.
Okay.
HAYB.
All right.
10%, 15%.
Sure. Let's go 20.
20%. HAYB 20.
HAYB 20.
Yo.
We'll hook you up.
Shout out.
So
first sponsor.
there you go.
Sponsor plug. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsor plug. Yeah.
You're an influencer now.
Shout out.
Congratulations.
We made it, boys.
So yeah, I guess my
on our way to that Patreon.
My secret's out. So that's my So that's my secret.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Let me
look at this real quick.
So I got some Christmas stuff up.
Sorry, real quick pause.
Yeah.
Chris. That fan only works if it's plugged in.
Yeah, I just have it sitting on it.
Okay.
Yeah. If I had that on, it would...
Fair enough. Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Right next to it.
That was super rude, but just also I just wanted to be like I first saw you set it up. I'm like, nah, he's gonna turn it on. Yeah. Then you didn't turn it on. I'm like, hey man.
It's just a better
fair enough
wrist position.
Now I understand that. Okay.
Yeah.
I digress. So what do we got on here? We got some Christmas stuff. Shout out to the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, I got some Christmas stuff. Of course, I put that up because that's what everybody's looking for right now.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Got some Christmas masks.
Yeah, my friend made those. Are made locally. My friend makes them,
Super
and so
cute.
that's another thing I feel like I'm helping.
Nice.
Did my internet just go down?
Looks like it.
That's super neat.
Ooh. Yeah, so my friend who makes those, I mean, she's very crafty, but she's extremely professional.
Okay.
And it helps her family. You know, she's got a family too, and so I feel like I'm helping her. I want to help people.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. I don't want to just sell stuff.
Yeah.
Like, why? You know, I want to help people.
Yeah.
I want to help people. So,
Okay.
so that's that.
So what else do we got up here?
Oh, we got some other random stuff.
So
We got
what's
some, like
yeah? What are we selling when it's not Christmas?
well, it's not Christmas. We got jewelry. We got some stocking stuffer stuff. We got some
Yeah, no, I'm fixing.
USB chargers.
Yeah, let me.
Rona resources, right? So anyway, it's kind of random. Like I said, it's a work in progress.
Hey man, no, I dig it.
But it's like inviting people over to your house when it's not all clean yet. That's what this feels like. You know, like I haven't cleaned up yet. Hold on, let me go fix all this stuff.
That's entirely what this podcast is.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Anyway,
We're just making it work.
Yeah, we're just making it work.
yeah. I also donate. That's what that page is you're looking at now, Evan.
Okay.
I donate a portion every month to different organizations in the area
Damn, son.
because I want to give back. So
Just good person, Jennifer.
that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do.
Shout out to you, dude.
So
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So you just had this desire?
I don't really remember. Like, so this course that I signed up for, like I kept coming across it, and the sales pitchiness of it. It didn't feel like a sales pitch. It was just like, hey, here's some, way to make extra income kind of a thing. And I looked into it and I watched her little funnel about how what you're going to get if you sign up for this course and blah, 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 blah. And then I got to the part where it tells you the price and I was like, what? It's like $1,000. And I'm like, I don't think so. Pass,
Yeah.
And then you see it a few weeks later and a few weeks later and then 2 months later and you're still this kind of in the back of your head like, oh, maybe I should try this. But that's a lot of money. I don't know. And then you start thinking about investing in yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not getting a master's degree. I'm not, at least not yet. I'm not like,
currently not working on working towards that.
Yes. That's a big chunk of change, but is it a good investment in myself? And I've always thought the idea of running a business would be really fun. Yeah. So I talked to Josh about it. I prayed about it a lot, and we kind of said, okay, let's give it a shot. I've learned so much. I mean, everything I know about business I've learned from that course, and it's paid for itself over and over and over since then. Yeah, so it's been good.
That's awesome, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, we're definitely gonna off air talk some business stuff. Cause we're trying to figure the same thing out. Like I said, we don't really know what we're doing out here. We just
you just take one little baby step at a time.
Just did it. Evan knew how to do some things in GarageBand, and Chris kind of knew how to do some camera stuff, and I had some money.
There you go. Yeah. So that's been the scariest thing about it for me is the investment. I mean, the investment in the course, but then, investing in, I'm buying a domain. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And I'm buying products to try and say, what if this doesn't sell? I'm sitting on this stuff in the house for months and months, and that's scary. So that's been like a muscle that I've never used before, and trying to figure out how to learn that skill and figure it out without throwing money down the drain, because I don't want to do that either.
I don't know. Have I thrown money down the drain yet?
Do you want me to answer that honestly? I mean, there's the occasional thing. Like, didn't we buy like a not a USB, like an SD card at one point for like the camera?
I think so.
We bought like an extra camera and like it was broken or.
No. We bought the wrong SD card.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think we've thrown too much money away.
Besides that, I don't think we've
Yeah. I mean, technically, I guess the original mics were garbage.
Yeah. That was kind of a
but in all fairness, it came with the arm. It came with that stand. It was $40.
Yeah.
I'm okay with spending $40 on this.
I actually just saw, like, on the TikTok app, somebody was reviewing a microphone set that came with the arm and everything for $40. So that was probably the same thing. It looked exactly like these.
It's garbage.
Is it the mic is?
Yeah, the 3 of the 4 didn't work.
Oh, man.
Just straight up.
When he tested it, it sounded pretty good, but I don't know.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Let me get your opinion on, like, having to, because you have the musician hustle grind, like, ingrained in you. You have the drum corps hustle grind ingrained in you. Was it easy to flip that into, like, the business grind, or did it feel super, like, kind of uncomfortable?
It's pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's pretty uncomfortable. I mean, the grind as far as, like, put your nose down and get to work, like, that's there, but there's not a roadmap. Mm-hmm. There's not a, in school or in drum corps, it's like, okay, we have to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and we'll get to our goal. In business, it's like, where's my goal? How do I get there? Do I go this way or this way or this way? And so you kind of figure that out. And that part for me personally is really uncomfortable. It's like going somewhere without a map and not knowing, like, I know I'm kind of going west. Like, how am I going to get there?
That way.
Yeah. It feels like that. It feels like going somewhere without knowing your step by step by step. So that part of it has been difficult.
Okay.
But as far as like perseverance, like, yeah, I'm persevering because there are days that really suck.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, there are days that don't too. I'm just keep going. And the days that I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, I just keep working through it.
Keep figuring it out.
Yeah. Fake it till you make it, basically.
I'm trying to think. So, like, how did you set up? I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot you can kind of talk about this, so I don't want to go too much into like a deep dive on it, but like how do you like find these like fair trade things?
So I just kind of started Googling fair trade wholesale.
Okay.
And see what comes up. And I found a couple, you know, you can do that on Instagram or Google or whatever. You can just find these fair trade people. I did have to do a little bit of digging to find, like, if I see a certain product that I really like that particular thing is like, okay, how can I find who made this? Not who's selling it, but who actually made it, so I can go through them. So that part has been tough. And the course, you know, the course that I enrolled in really teaches, at least at first, to buy stuff from China. It's so inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just plain cheap, right? And so you get better margins, and you use that to kind of make some money, and then you can figure out
go from there.
Where do you want to do? Yeah.
That makes sense.
And so, you know, finding stuff from China is super easy.
Yeah.
Finding fair trade stuff was a lot harder.
Really?
You know, it took a lot more digging and a lot more, you know, it's like uncovering leaf after leaf after leaf when you're looking for something. It was kind of like that.
Okay.
And I found a few. There's also a fair trade shop in Waco that I just visited last week.
Really?
That's really, I mean, there's a cafe and a shop, and it's really, really cool. The cafe is really good. But they have a lot of things. And so I was able to talk to the lady who runs that shop for a while, and she was very friendly and gave me, you know, told me like where she likes to get things from and what are her best sellers. And we just talked talked fair trade, I guess, for, I don't know, maybe like 30 or 45 minutes.
Dang, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah. That's such a unknown market.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I still, like, there's people, you know, that I'll say I'm kind of going into fair trade, and they'll say, what is that? And people just don't know.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that there's a lot of education surrounding that, which I can do education, right? Okay, great, let's go it. And I think consumers, especially these days, are starting to like care more about where their stuff comes from, and if it's like ethically produced, and if the people who made this are treated right, and like they care on a deeper level. I mean, some people still just want to get the cheapest thing for the cheapest buck, and I get that.
That's how it goes.
But then there's other people that, you know, care a little bit more to know a little bit deeper about what their stuff is. So.
Well, that's to try to avoid a high horse, but to get on another like hot topic of similar, like we're talking about how it's like all the people want to be super like supportive, and like the California liberal folk that is quote unquote people, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
I don't know how to say this without sounding derogatory.
It's a great description. I love it.
But just like, do we all know who I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay.
I think so.
But how they always they're just like, we just need to be better people, man, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. But then they have an iPhone in their pocket, and then just like, yeah, cool. So like, why do you have an iPhone? They're just like, because it's a really good product. And it's like, yeah, you do know that like, the building that phone is made in has nets around it because people were committing suicide by jumping off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep telling me that you're a good person.
Right.
Let's not get that confused.
Right.
Like you were saying we need to be better people, but also you're supporting people working 5 cents a day by owning an iPhone.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a hypocrite too, but I just don't go around showboating it and saying that. Right. Like I pick my battles as far as like be good persons, as I think everybody in this room has heard my speeches on good people. Yeah. They get bleak sometimes, but I digress.
Well, there's a really interesting documentary on Netflix, I think. I think it's called American Factory. and it's really it really highlights the kind of the differences, the cultural differences between like Americans working in a factory and Chinese working in a factory. So there's American plant or factory, I guess, and then it kind of gets sold to a Chinese company, and they bring in a bunch of Chinese workers to kind of turn things around, and it's just really crazy, some of the, like I said, the cultural differences, and to think that people in China are doing this like 24/7.
Yeah.
Like they don't get holidays, they don't go home, they don't have weekends off, they don't see their family. Like
I think it's not Viacom. Is it Viacom? I can't remember. I might be getting the Apple and the building that I'm talking mixed up. But
I don't know. Yeah.
The building that people were jumping off of, and they put nets around like each set of windows. They had like quote unquote dorms.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Which is just even a job I'd liked.
Right.
I could not imagine like being forced to live on the premise, and basically you roll out of bed, you go find some food that might be provided, and then you go and do the same thing for 12 hours.
Yeah.
And then you just go and do it again. Like, that's rough, man.
Yeah. And like these factory jobs really are their lives.
Yeah.
And that's just mind-boggling to me. That's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
I personally, like, at least with my business, I don't necessarily want to support that.
Yeah, I mean,
know,
rightfully so. It's not a good.
If I can support something that more aligns with my beliefs, then I want to try to do that.
That's why I get a little touchy when people are like, capitalism is the devil, because it's like, it can be. Don't get me wrong. China, a majority of how China's running it, super rough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That level of capitalism, not a good deal. But just like, I remember, I think it was some show, I wouldn't doubt it if it was Anthony Bourdain, talking about, I think it was Ghana, or one of the African countries, how it's just like, the entire country is built off of capitalism, and it's just different levels of it, to where it's like, they have the fair trade for amongst the quote-unquote poor people, but then also at the top level, it's like, they're still just like, buying and selling and trading and blah blah blah. It's like there can be good levels of capitalism, and there can also be bad levels of capitalism, and it just depends on who's running it. And if you want to be a garbage human being, it can turn into a garbage product. If you try to not be trash, pretty easy to not be trash. Yeah.
So
am I off on this? No, we concur.
Yeah.
New guy Chris, your thoughts on capitalism?
Chris is like, government. What do we talk about? Capitalism.
I played Call of Duty in government, so.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Capitalism is not the devil, contrary to popular belief. But there's also no other really good, alternative. So, yeah.
I think when it becomes all about the money and the profits and the shareholders and blah, 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 like that's, I think, when it starts.
Oftentimes, I think when it, what is it called when they sell it to the stock market?
When a company becomes public?
When they go public.
Public, yeah. Yeah, I think that's when things start getting a little sideways. Like, shout out to HAYB. I don't think they are public.
Really?
No, they're still owned by the...
because the
family, I think.
The reason why the people that work at HAYB are called members is because your retirement plan is stocks in HAYB.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so no matter how long you work at HAYB, it's like you are then, just from the one that we know about, TRS, it's like you're getting instead of getting a TRS, you're getting gradual growth from the stocks that you have. And then when you quit, they're just like, we'll take our stocks back, here's your money, peace, have a good life. So
that's cool.
HAYB's got I think really solid foundation of how it's figured out. Slowly making its way to that north, Texas. Shout out to them. Connor informed us that Lubbock got their first HAYB.
Really?
And there was a line.
Of course.
I bet there was. Yeah.
Outside that HAYB when it first opened up. Okay.
That's weird. That's what, because we had one in Abilene.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, first one.
Wow.
Wild. Okay.
Cool.
So.
Yeah.
Band. Business owner.
Mom life.
Mom life.
That's my big. That's the overarching. Can everything else fit into this?
Into the mom thing.
Yes. Yeah.
And then what is a quick touch on that? Like what is? Because the way you talk about it, it's like a very pertinent part of your life. Mm-hmm. Was that always the goal?
No, I don't think so. It was just kind of one of those things, like, if we're going to do this, I want to do this right.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, you know.
Sorry. Question, more what I'm trying to ask is okay. From like a young age, you're like, yo, just trying to be a mom.
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, not really. I'm kind of was like, I don't really plan ahead life until like, oh, I got to make this decision now. Okay, let's think about it.
Okay.
I did not choose what college I was going to until after I graduated.
Atta girl.
That's how much of a procrastinator I am on those big life decisions. So it's like, something's coming. Okay, it's finally here. I also didn't buy a wedding dress until 2 weeks before my wedding. That's just what I don't know, because I'm a weirdo.
Kelsey would flip her. Yeah. Have you met Kelsey yet? The assistant dance director?
No.
Oh, man. She worked at David's Bridal?
Yeah.
For 5 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. She is aggressive about dresses.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's okay.
So, yeah, no, that wasn't like always my goal.
Okay.
I didn't have a goal. I think this is going to be weird. My main goal in life that I've always wanted to be since high school is like a band director at a big high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I still want to do that.
That was like the one.
That's still
the one life goal.
Well, aside from like flying the Thunderbirds, which I've accepted is not ever going to happen. You know, in the Air Force, the Thunderbirds. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no, I know.
That would be amazing. No, I don't know how to fly. No, but that wouldn't that be the coolest job ever?
Or pilot them?
Oh.
Well, at one point I wanted to pilot them. Oh. Now I'd be happy with just flying in them.
Okay.
I'd probably pass out, but I'm cool with
probably,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like dream job number one.
I almost want to pass out.
Oh yeah.
Or Hollywood horn player. That's probably other dream job. That's probably not going to happen. But yeah, high school band director. Because high school band for me was like one of the best times of my lives.
Yeah.
And I loved my directors. I loved, all my friends were in band, and we had a great time. And we weren't great, We'd go to area and get like third to last. Sounds, Anyway.
Hey man, you went to area.
And it was, anyway, I just loved it. And you can provide that experience for kids doing that. And just the big school. I mean, the small school thing was fun, but someday I think just to know can I do this? Yeah, I can do this. I want to go do this. So that's maybe someday. But as far as having a family and being a mom, it wasn't. Even when we were thinking about having kids, was just like, oh, I don't know. I guess. Do you want to? Maybe. Okay.
Hey, you down?
So every time things suck, I tell Josh it's his fault. This was your idea. You're the one that wanted to have a kid. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's
yeah, I know.
So you just kind of you had the kids and you're like, all right, so now I'm just gonna be super dope and just super dope mom and just kill the mom game.
I don't know. I don't ever feel like I'm killing the mom game. It's like the kids are these two personal custom made Rubik's cubes that you have to refigure out every single day.
That's a metaphor.
I mean, it really is.
Damn. Wow.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really different. And maybe every other day. But I mean, some, and they change so fast, and it's one, we're dealing with one thing and then it'll go away, but then something else will come up, and it's just, how do we deal with these outbursts, or how do we do with this wetting the bed, or how do we do with, all this other stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy being, you're like the whole world for these two little humans, and it's a lot of pressure. But it's also fun. I mean, you love them. They love you. And that's what really counts, I think.
Yeah.
That's what really matters. But, yeah, no, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And just kind of navigate. Again, and that's another area where you kind of have to figure out what works best for your family.
Yeah.
In all sorts of different aspects. And it's like, well, everybody's doing this. Well, that didn't work for us, either for the parents or for the kid, and just figuring out there's no parenting manual. You have to figure out what works for you and what you want to do.
1,000.
There are 1,000 parenting books. I tried to read them all, and it was not great. That the most popular pregnancy book, right? What to expect when you're expecting. That book needs to burn, man. It's awful.
Yo,
it's terrible.
That's the movie. I'm so sorry. The last podcast, it's something like that.
I'll look it up. Okay.
Please look it up. Sorry, we had we had this really long conversation on Thursday, and I could not remember this goddamn movie for the life of me.
Yeah.
And it was something along those lines of what to expect when you're expecting.
That could be it. Yeah.
It might be it, actually.
I'm sure the movie is nothing like the book.
Probably not.
The book is tells you everything that could possibly go wrong in your pregnancy.
Oh, good.
And it's very depressing and makes you want to cry.
Oh,
so I kind of threw it out the window. Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
It was awful.
This movie?
Yeah, is that the one?
Definitely not it.
What do you expect when you're expecting? That's the...
Damn it.
But
One step
yeah.
closer. Look up the year that came out, and then because you know how Hollywood does things, and they always do this the same movie 5 times. Anyways.
Yeah. So there's no manual. You figure that out as you go too. Yeah. So.
Do you feel like you were better prepared for being a parent because you were a teacher?
Yeah, I do in a way, because I had this idea of what I do not want my kid to turn out like, because you have those kids. It's like, oh, if my kid turns out like that, I'm going to kill them.
Yeah.
And so every parenting decision you make, you're kind of it's weighing in the balance of which way is my kid going to turn out based on this decision, and it's kind of crazy.
Especially when you do a deep dive on psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And just oh, if I mess this thing up, they're screwed.
Yeah, they're in counseling forever after this. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So that's
not good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just we just, and all kids are different. That's the other thing. Kids are so I mean 2 kids from the same genetic material that are the most different people on earth from each other.
Individuals.
And you can't prepare for that. And it's just kind of trying to figure out, okay, how do I deal with this particular kid? I don't have to worry about anybody else's kid. I have to worry about mine, and how do I figure this out for this person? And so that's the hardest part about it for me.
Huh. Now, when you were, that's it. Think like a man. God damn it.
I've never even heard that.
It was a terrible movie.
What was the scene we were talking about from the movie again?
It was 2 scenes I recalled. It was when all the dudes were they found out about the book, and one of the Kevin Hart called the guy out for being in his own house with the shirt off. He said he was showing off, and then the last scene is the dude bites through his hand because at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's it has something to do with along the lines of your brain will always stop you before you do irrational stuff.
Yeah.
And of course they tied into love and blah blah blah. It's you would never bite yourself hard enough to actually even though the amount of pressure it takes for you to bite to produce blood, you would never actually apply that pressure to cause that damage. Yeah, and then at the end of the scene he's chasing after the girl in the train and it bites his hand and oh see. Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's a bad movie. But And also, can you please fix the fact that Google is not the...
I'm doing it now.
Thank you so much.
Not the default.
Yeah, it's not I don't know how it switched.
Oh my gosh.
It's very
Get
frustrating.
back to Google.
Yeah.
I swear I did not do that.
Let them... I'm blaming Chris.
I didn't do that.
It's his fault. All I ever did on the computer was play Fortnite, so... it is your fault, sir.
I didn't use Google, so...
I don't care. So also on the same thing about parenting, how did you decide on your kids' names?
Well, we kind of, so you've got a while to think about it. after you learn you're pregnant.
Yeah.
We kind of picked. We would kind of make a list and think about names. We, you know, of course, we looked in a book and found like some good boy names and what we thought would sound good with our last name. And so my son's name is Andrew, and we wanted to name after their grandparents.
Okay.
Right. My grandfather's name was Jack, and Jack's a kind of a popular name for kids right now. And so we made that his middle name because our last name is ESSARY. So if you say Jack ESSARY real fast, do you hear it?
It's a little dicey.
Like, it almost sounds like Jackass, right? So we were like, we can't name our kid Jack. Okay, so we decided on Andrew. We call him Andy. Just because, and at the time we'd never really known a bad Andy, and we knew we were we're gonna name him Andrew and we're gonna call him Andy, and it just kind of, we had a whole long list of. Well, no, we had like a short list of boys' names and a really long list of girls' names because we did not find out ahead of time what the gender was. And then when he was born, we'd kind of already decided. But that was the other fun thing is that we didn't tell our family what names we were thinking about, so it was like a total surprise to them too.
Just a big surprise for everybody.
Yeah. And then when my daughter was born, we named her after my husband's grandmother. Her name's Evelyn. And again, and my husband's grandmother died like 2 months before Evelyn was born.
Oh, man.
And so she had, you know, it was cancer, and, you know, we saw it coming, but, you know, it was still rough.
Still, never easy.
And then we had a whole list of, at that time, we had a whole long list of boys' names and a short list of girls' names, but we decided on Evelyn. And, and her middle name, Paige, this is kind of weird. Her middle name is Paige. There was a TV show we watched that had a character named Paige that I just really liked, and I thought, that goes good together.
That's my sister's middle name.
Evelyn Paige.
Evelyn Paige.
Really?
That's how I got my middle name, Carter. It was based on Dr. Carter from ER.
Oh, yeah.
That's how my parents found that name.
That's
Middle name's
funny,
Carter?
Yeah.
Did I know this already?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't talk about it much.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we decided.
Huh, okay.
I also wanted to pick names that weren't super popular.
Yeah.
Because, like, the year I was born, Jennifer was, like, the #1 girl's name. And all through school, Jennifer. And no one's ever talking to me because there's 20 other Jennifers in my class.
That's how I feel about Chris.
Yeah.
I've been in a class with 5 other Chris's before. It's not fun.
Yeah, it's true.
Not a good time.
It's true.
Not a good
So we looked at like the top 20 kids' names and like, we're not picking any of these. Well, guess what? #1 now is like Evelyn.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's in the top 10.
Okay.
Ugh. But anyway, yeah.
So you kind of mentioned it before about you want to make sure your kid doesn't end up like that kid. But so like that's why I asked like how did you decide on the name, because there's been some names ruined for me.
Yes,
based
absolutely.
off of the students I've taught.
I was gonna ask about that.
Yes.
I've heard of teachers saying that they don't like. They'll start going through the names and like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah,
name
no, I
because of
have a few of those. Yes, yeah, definitely.
There's, and it sucks because some of the names are good.
They are. There was one I really liked, but I was like, no. But I've heard other people say, like, once you name your kid that, like, you don't think about anybody else with that name after that.
That's fair. But I'm going to think about that until it happens.
Yeah.
And then, therefore, I'm not going to name it that.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Yes, I have a few. It's like don't want to be reminded of that.
Evan, what's some top names right now?
The top names right now, Emma, Ava,
So they're all E's.
and Olivia.
Emma, Ava, and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All pretty. Not going with them.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
There's a lot of like E names and O names.
Heavy vowel names.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Camilla, Sophia, Isabella. Those are also in there.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about like naming your kid off of like a movie character? Because like you really like the personality of that character.
I think it depends.
We considered it. You know, I just think all the books we've read, all the movies we really liked, and nothing's off limits. You know?
I was almost named Harley, based off of Harley Davidson.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah. My dad has never owned a Harley. He's got a Honda right now. Doesn't own a Harley. Almost named me Harley. Yeah. I had a kid I taught when I was teaching elementary. I had a kid named Raiden, like the Mortal Kombat character.
Oh, yeah.
Super
That's a
dope.
cool name, though.
Such a dope name. But then also, like, I've thought about this too. Like, if you get like certain names, they've got to be like a hard individual.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you can't have the name Raiden and just be like this nerdy kid that plays on Nintendo DS. Like
right, you got to be pretty.
Like you got to be somewhat into sports. Got to be somewhat into fighting. Like,
yeah.
A little bit, right? Like I'm trying to think like what's another, like
Axel or something.
Axel.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you
really
can't be
Axel.
you can't be a 95-pound scrawny white boy named Axel. Like I feel like your parents did you a disservice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's like, is the name going to match the kid?
Yeah.
When the kid grows up.
I never would have guessed Liam was one of the top names.
Oh,
right now.
yeah.
That makes sense.
Liam.
I a couple years back, I remember seeing like 1930s male names were like
They're,
making
yeah.
it back, and so like what do we got? So,
So,
Liam,
Noah, Oliver, William, Elijah, James, Benjamin, Lucas, Mason,
yeah,
Ethan, yeah.
like a lot of those,
Like grandparent names.
yeah, grandparent
Yeah.
names, hardy names.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hardy
There's not going to be
names.
any more like Grandpa Kyle's. Like
Dude, that's a terrible. Dude, I met an old Zach today,
Really?
an old Zach.
Interesting.
and like he's like, yeah, my name's Zach. I was like, no, it's not. You're like 45, bro. How is your name Zach? Like Zach, like you change your
started it.
name after 18 if your
Right.
name's Zach. Like you can't. Zach, Kyle, Kent.
It's funny you mentioned Kyle.
Kent's like an old one. I think.
Kent's an old one.
Because in like middle school, y'all know who Kyle is.
Yeah.
In swimming, we would call him Grandpa Kyle.
Really?
I don't because his brother was in swimming as well. So like, I don't know why that was a thing. I joined late, so.
I mean, Kyle always did kind of present himself as a grandpa. I couldn't imagine Kyle in middle school. Pretty odd individual. Anyways, okay.
Not everyone in middle school is an odd individual, though.
Well,
They're all
just
weird.
Kyle in
They're
general
all
was
weird.
an odd individual, and I can only imagine how much more odd he was. How more odd? How Ooh, stroked out
English,
hard there.
man.
It's a tough one. Okay, well,
You're a talk show host.
I know, dude. It's wild how bad I am at speaking, and I run a podcast.
It happens.
It's dicey. All right. So I want to get you out of here, but
I'm missing bedtime, so it's all good.
it's fair enough. Okay. Keeping you from the kids feels a little. That's also a wild thing. Like you're like, hey, no, it's time to go to bed now. Like, I feel like I could talk about parenting forever because like, for whatever reason, I felt like I've always wanted to be a dad, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. And it stresses me out a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And then also, like, I get a little bit of reassurance when I watch my shows and I realize how old all of them are and how old I am. And I'm like, okay, I'm a good thing. It's just like I naturally, I've got an older sister. So, like, you just kind of compare lives to each other. And my sister was married and had a kid, I think, by the time she was like 24, 23.
That's really early.
Yeah. And plus,
in
like,
my opinion.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, super early. But then also, the first person she dated was the dude she's married to. Also very strange.
Yeah.
Like, so just out the gate, just a lot more rough paths. But anyways, I could talk on that for a while. But fun part of the show. Do you think we should do underrated, overrated,
Sure.
or fast food?
Underrated, overrated?
Underrated,
Pull
overrated.
that list.
So we started doing these, like, just things in general, like that you feel are like underrated, overrated.
Okay.
The most stock one for right now, pumpkin spice. Overrated.
Overrated.
You're not a fan?
I don't like pumpkin.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know about pumpkin spice, like things that don't actually have pumpkin in
Yeah.
them that still taste good, maybe, but like actual pumpkin.
Yeah, like
anything,
this
no.
pumpkin spice latte.
I've
is
never
like,
had one of those
I've actually never had one either, but I just assumed they're
because I don't
overrated.
like pumpkin. So
That's fair.
yeah.
Do you like sweet potato pie?
No, I like sweet potatoes like by themselves, but like with all the sugar and marshmallows and
No.
stuff on them.
Really?
Huh.
No.
I love sweet potato casserole.
Usually it's like, if you don't like pumpkin, you like sweet potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, or if you don't like
know.
sweet potato, you like pumpkin.
I
but
love
you don't.
both.
Yeah. No, I'm in
I'm also
the
white.
same boat. Yeah, you're also white. That's yeah. Well, white people like pumpkin.
I don't like pumpkin spice, but I like pumpkin pie.
Isn't there pumpkin spice in pumpkin pie? Isn't that how you make pumpkin pie?
Well, like pumpkin spice coffee
is just like is the spice itself. So that you get the pumpkin, you cook, you bake that, and then you blend that together with
the spices,
butter, and then like the actual pumpkin spice blend. Okay. So you're on the overrated.
Okay.
Okay. So what else do we got?
We got guacamole.
Guacamole. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated. I love guacamole.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I like boring guacamole. Like seasoning, lime juice, avocado. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
None of those dang tomatoes, no.
That's an important thing.
No onions. No onions.
Really?
No
onions?
cilantro. I'm a white girl. I hate cilantro. It tastes like grass. I'm one of those people. So I make my own guacamole, and it is amazing and super boring, and I love it.
What spices do you put in it?
Garlic, salt, and onion powder.
No salt, pepper?
I figured garlic, salt probably comes in. And the chips you eat it with are salty, so I figured it's got enough salt.
No.
No.
I'm just going to tell you you're wrong there.
Okay.
Always salt, always.
I mean, garlic salt is salt, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
so I
also
put garlic salt. Garlic salt and salt.
So everything...
And more salt.
No matter what seasons you put on it, you always got to start with salt and pepper, and then put
other stuff.
The spice on top of that.
I mean, I get that.
That's just how I...
There's some people who are addicted to salt. Like...
Sorry. Yeah. I'm probably one of those people. I'm not telling you it's
like
I'm fully giving you just my opinion on things, but then also like salt's important and salt your food.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a nutrient.
I know somebody who just pours salt in their hand and just eats straight salt.
Yeah, you can't be friends with them.
Yeah. It's somebody we all know, but I don't want to put their name out there.
Is it your lady?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say like that's grounds to break up. You can't.
that would have happened a while ago. If that was the case.
Good. I'm glad you asked that.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah, you can't. No.
Just let me take a shot of salt.
Let me know off air so I can make sure I don't talk to them.
Okay.
On to the next thing.
Chicken nuggets.
So, 2 questions on this one.
Okay, that's a broad.
What, in general,
chicken
nuggets, underrated, overrated?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe underrated.
Good.
I like them. They're okay.
Why do you feel like they're underrated?
Well, because over, I don't know, they could be under and over.
Okay.
Because they're good, but they're not good for you.
Fair enough.
So you got to balance it out.
What's your chicken nugget of choice?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think all of us were on Chick-fil-A as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All in agreement. Okay.
Nutella.
Nutella is underrated. That stuff's so good.
Really?
Also bad for you, but really good.
I've never...
Oh, man.
I think I've had it once. once.
Nutella crepe, Nutella and banana crepe, or Nutella and strawberries.
I think that's the only time I've ever had it, was in a crepe.
It's like heavenly. And we went to Mexico last summer, and they made these, I can't remember, they're almost like crepes, except they wrapped them up more like tacos.
Gotcha.
And they were so good.
Okay.
Yeah, Nutella's great. And you put it on a little toast with some bananas, maybe a little peanut butter.
God, I miss food.
Mm-hmm. Food's good.
On to the next.
Banana bread.
Banana bread.
I'll ask this. So same deal. Banana bread itself, overrated, underrated?
Under. It's good.
Underrated.
You made me some. It was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I haven't baked in a while. I need to bake. And then, what is your favorite type of bread?
In my fridge.
Huh?
I have banana bread in my fridge.
I hate you.
That my girlfriend made me.
Nice. Is it good? Nice. Is it made with love and spice? And everything
else?
And
I forgot about it.
And bananas.
Yeah, bananas. It's got to be good bananas. That's really important. People overlook that, the importance of like a good banana and the banana bread. It's not the spices. It's the banana.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your favorite type of bread?
Like any bread?
Let's go. We'll go sweet bread and then hearty bread.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I like all breads.
Well, honestly. All breads are good. Well established that I love bread and dying on the inside not being able to eat bread.
Okay, I was there once. So, yeah, I had this gluten intolerance kind of spring up a few years ago, and I couldn't eat bread for like a year and a half. So I've been there. I know what it's like. Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay.
But I lost some weight. That was good.
That's good. Well, okay, so all bread is good.
Yeah.
But you go to a bake shop, you have like a bakery where you have like literally all the options.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
What are you going with?
A chocolate croissant.
And
With
from
almonds
left
on top
field,
if they have it.
I was not ready for that one, but that is a goodie.
They're good.
A good. I feel like Starbucks ruined chocolate croissants.
They're kind of like imitation chocolate croissants
They're
at
not.
Starbucks. They're not that great.
If your only frame of reference of chocolate croissant is Starbucks, you are doing
Yeah.
yourself a disservice, and you need to go to a real bakery
Absolutely.
and get a real chocolate croissant.
Yes.
And
It's true.
it's dirty. You feel dirty eating it. And any food that you eat that you feel a little dirty,
Yeah, it's like
that's a good food.
And Panera is not much better than Starbucks. They're a little
Yeah.
bit better, but not much.
I don't get the hype around Panera.
I don't.
It's
I've
a
been
white
there
people
once,
thing.
and it's
A white person thing.
From what I saw, it's just bread. Like,
Yeah.
It's not that
like
good.
uh,
The sandwiches
it's
are
not.
mediocre.
Yeah.
The fact that they give you like a whole chunk of bread in your like meal, they're just like, hey,
Yeah, like
here's your whole meal, and then here's a chunk of bread.
Really?
Yeah, they do that for like if you're getting like a sandwich and a soup, and then you go
They give you a piece of bread on top of your sandwich?
whole piece of bread.
yeah, like I went with some
Like a baguette
people
or
once
something.
before.
Yeah, like
I think
half
it was
of a
before
baguette,
like a marching rehearsal, and I was like, I don't really know what to get. They're like, get the grilled cheese. It's pretty good. And so I got it. I was like, I mean, it's average.
It's a
like,
grilled cheese.
yeah, it's just like
I make a bomb grilled cheese.
Damn.
I stand by this. That might be the first thing that I eat.
I was saying you gotta prove
Grilled
it to
cheese.
us. You got taste testers here.
God bless. I'm so excited. 5 weeks out. All right.
Yeah.
A, I'm excited to be like done with something, but then also B, I'm so excited to eat food again.
Well, that's gonna be Christmas time, so
That
you'll
too,
be like
yeah.
doubly happy.
Sad. Like I love Thanksgiving food. We overrated, underrated Thanksgiving food.
Depends what. I'm saying I'm going under.
Underrated.
Yeah, but like
Okay.
cranberry sauce overrated. Sweet
Really?
potato pie overrated.
You think cranberry sauce? Well, okay. So
I don't
do
like
you,
cranberry sauce.
have-
The
do you
real
have-
stuff or the canned stuff.
Oh,
I've never
okay.
eaten either.
Really?
How can I guess I shouldn't pass judgment on something I've never eaten. But
The can
that's
is
just
rough.
yeah.
I grew up.
It
I
looks
grew up eating the
gross.
can. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a good time.
It just
but
looks nasty.
My homeboy Scott's mom made real cranberry sauce once. Hits completely different.
Yeah.
It is wild how good real cranberry sauce can be.
Yeah.
So, I'm maybe try it once.
Okay.
Favorite side dish.
Oh, that's hard. I think green bean casserole.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, but I like mashed potatoes and like macaroni and cheese, and I like stuffing / dressing.
Again, a real stuffing.
I can't even tell you the difference. It's just so good. I'll eat it whatever
well,
it is.
even like box.
Yeah.
Even box stuffing
Yeah.
is good. But just like
Yeah.
yeah, stovetop. Shout out. The OG.
Yep.
But like again, I've only ever had it once where it was like a handmade stuffing,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
oh, this is
Yeah.
wow. Okay,
So-
turkey or ham?
Ham. 100% ham.
Smoked or glazed?
Glazed.
Nice.
We're going sweet.
Okay, I dig it.
And chocolate pie for dessert.
Huh?
Like chocolate pudding pie.
Yeah.
Pecan pie is okay. Pumpkin pie.
Dang.
But chocolate pie.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Favorite French fry?
ooh,
Like from a restaurant? Or
Fast food restaurant?
fast food,
all the
anything?
above?
I think any restaurant, I'd say B-Town Burgers in Belton has amazing French fries.
Haven't been there. Have you been there?
I have not been there.
Not been there.
I've heard about it.
It's just a like average burger joint, but I like their fries.
The fries are good?
Yeah,
Okay.
fast food fries, Whataburger. I get Whataburger fries.
Really?
Well, only when they're
Whataburger?
hot.
really?
Yeah, y'all don't like Whataburger fries?
I love Whataburger, but the fries are average to me.
I've never heard anybody be like, yeah.
Oh man, no, they're
Whataburger
good.
fries.
And
I'm pretty sure I talked about Whataburger fries whenever.
Actually,
we
no,
had
you
our-
didn't. You
Yeah.
did say that. Yeah, and I gave the same look.
Like you like them too?
Yeah,
they're good. They're really good.
I feel like they're like McDonald's fries. Like I just feel like they're average.
I think they're less soggy.
You think McDonald's fries are average?
Yeah.
McDonald's does have good fries too, but
Like good fries are like Five Guys and
Five Guys fries is
Chick-fil-A. Like those are
Well, Five Guys fries are only good if they're the Cajun style.
Yeah.
Well
but like
established.
Chick-fil-A fries, like once they're cold, you can't eat them anymore.
Right.
Also true.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, I think we talked about this on that episode too. The Whataburger longevity. The
Yes.
Whataburger fries longevity is far superior to any other fry.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Nah.
Who would you say has a better longevity?
Like
Did you
McDonald's fries, they stay hotter. Are you talking about like staying hot for?
No. Like once they go past the point of hot, they're
You
still
can still eat them. They're
edible.
still good.
Yeah, you can still eat a Whataburger fry.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah,
for a
definitely
long
Chick-fil-A
time.
fries are garbage.
Right after,
Like,
yeah.
There's no wiggle room.
Right. No,
I say the same thing with Burger King. Same thing with Sonic. God
Yeah.
awful. But tater tots
Sonic tater tots are good.
always hit, even if they're like been in the car for 5 hours.
tater tots from Buc-ee's. Some of the best I've ever had.
I didn't know Buc-ee's had tater
Yeah,
tots.
I didn't know
where they
either.
have like where you can like go and do a custom order.
Mhm.
You can get like tater tots, or you can do like chili cheese tater tots.
I ate tater tots last week with Chick-fil-A sauce. That was
Oh,
That sounds pretty good.
that sounds good.
That does sound good. Okay. Last
Sorry.
question. You have all the fast food joints, all like, very unrealistic, but just right next to each other.
okay. Yeah.
What is the meal? Not like you only get to choose one, but like you get a burger from so and so, you get the
that's hard.
side from here, you get the drink from there.
Are we talking like national chain fast food?
Let's keep it pretty straightforward.
Ooh.
Your big hitters. You got
Yeah.
McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's,
Like Sonic,
Chick-fil-A. You want to throw some chicken joints in there?
Yeah, you can throw Cane's.
Cane's.
Like
Whataburger, Five Guys, In-N-Out,
Panda Express.
Panda Express. Throw it in there. Get you an egg roll. Jack in the Box.
Let's see.
This is a good one. I'm gonna
That's
keep this
a
one.
very hard
Keep
question.
this one.
I think I would go Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, Whataburger
Just a standard
fries.
sandwich.
Yeah,
Okay.
Whataburger fries. Maybe with a Dr. Pepper milkshake.
Okay. That's it.
I don't know. It
Nothing
depends.
else?
What mood am I in? Like, do I want a burger? Do I want chicken?
Just whatever
Do I
you
want-
feel deep
do
in
I
your
want
heart.
Chinese food?
Like what is? If you given that circumstance, because that circumstance is never going to happen. And then it's also in a world
Can
where
I
everything
change it?
stays hot.
Can I change it to breakfast?
Yeah.
Like I would do chicken
Okay.
bennies breakfast.
Okay.
And then Starbucks drink.
Okay. So still
which
just
I've
pretty
done
simple.
before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig it. What about you? Where are you at?
So like building like my ultimate like meal.
Like building an ultimate fast food meal.
Probably like a Whataburger burger, either that or a chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Fries. It depends. Depends on. Okay, if I'm going the Whataburger burger, probably Whataburger fries. Either that or like Five Guys fries.
Okay.
Something kind of thick and hearty. And then like just a drink from wherever. And then for dessert, you go to Freddy's. Because
That's good, yeah.
That's a good call. Chris?
I'm gonna go off of the breakfast thing because I didn't even think about that. But I'd get
That's a game changer.
the breakfast burger from Whataburger.
The Bob?
That's scary.
Oh, the breakfast burger.
That
The breakfast burger, like it's got a
scary.
patty on it with eggs and bacon
That burger
and
is
the sauce.
scary to me.
It was super dicey. I got it once and I was like, this
when I
feels a little wrong.
I got it and I loved it, and then I'd get I'd get hash browns from McDonald's. I love their hash browns.
Okay. Yeah, that weird puck. It's
Yeah.
delicious. Okay.
And then probably actually a Frappuccino from McDonald's as well.
Okay.
I actually prefer McDonald's coffee over Starbucks. I think Starbucks is severely overrated.
Well, Starbucks is garbage coffee, and anybody that thinks that's superior to anything is wrong. And I will fight them about that. I'll fight you about that.
So there's a shortage of local coffee joints.
Yes.
I think that's the...
Heartbreaking.
There's like a good place in Belton and a good place in Temple, and that's it.
Shout out to First Street Roasters. Have you been there yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's great.
twice. They got these bourbon pecan scones. They're just amazing.
That sounds so good.
They're so
What?
good. Yes, they're so good. They're so good.
Yeah, I love pecans too.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, 5 weeks. You can make it. You got this.
Can't wait.
Go get your scone.
Can't wait to just not care about what I put in my body. It's gonna be so
Yeah.
good. So
Oh, Trano has a Nutella pizza too, so you can.
what?
Yeah, that's also amazing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So just sit for breakfast, get your bourbon pecan scone, and then when they open for lunch, grab
I'm
your
so
pizza,
ready.
and then grab your dessert pizza.
Oh God. So ready for
Yeah,
that.
you got it.
Okay, so I'm going. I think I'm going a Whataburger A1 thick and hearty. Add cream and pepper sauce to it. Very specific. Then I'm gonna get Arby's curly fries.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, I
Yeah,
forgot about
mention
Yeah.
Arby's.
Jack and Box.
You guys were actually scratch that. Jack in the Box got better curly fries.
Yeah.
Jack in the Box curly fries. Jack in the Box tacos. They're garbage, but I'm gonna get them. I don't. Again, you go to Jack in the Box, you don't feel good about yourself, but you get it. You got to get a McDonald's Sprite. It's a different type of Sprite.
So I've heard.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna get a Frosty from Wendy's and an apple pie from McDonald's.
Damn. All right.
Have you had an apple pie from Popeyes?
I have. It's a nostalgia thing.
Is it good?
Yeah.
They're good.
I've never had the apple pie from there.
They're really good.
They-
But the nostalgia of like that
fried apple pie,
yeah,
yeah.
that fried apple pie from McDonald's is
Me and a few friends used to always go to Popeyes, and they had a $10 box where it'd come with like 6 chickens, 2 sides, and 2 apple pies. And oh my God.
hell yeah.
Like, it was like just the perfect amount of too much food, if that makes sense.
I get that. I get
I
that.
did.
But then they got rid of it, and we were really upset.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
All right.
Popeyes
Well,
chicken sandwich is real good.
Popeye's chicken sandwich is
I
real good.
still have not
Popeye's
had
chicken
it.
sandwich or Chick-fil-A?
They're different. They're not the same.
They are different.
They are different.
They're both
But-
really good.
Again,
And
you
they're
you
not.
have two. I present both of them to you. Which one are you choosing?
I think I'm probably. I don't know. I think I might go Popeyes,
Yeah, I'm going Popeyes.
but they're both really good.
Yeah.
I just
Purely
feel like there's
based on
more
the
like
hardiness.
yeah. and,
Popeye's
like,
got a
yeah,
heartier chicken, and the fact that you can get
Yeah.
it spicy.
Yeah. So
You-
Jody's,
you
the
can
restaurant
spicy.
in town, Jody's has really
Chick-fil-A?
good.
Really?
What's Chick-fil-A sandwich? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah.
What
Well,
is
this I don't think it's
That's
tasty.
what I get, yeah.
The spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich does not taste as good as the spicy Popeye sandwich. I still haven't been to Jody's.
Jody's is good.
I need to go to Jody's.
It's like greasy spoon.
I know.
food, but
I know. It's
good.
it's you can't do anything after that.
Yeah.
That's
No.
what Durant told me. It's
Yeah.
like
But,
you
yeah.
go there.
But they have a really good like chicken. Well, actually, I get like chicken fried steak sandwich. It's really good.
I try to teach after that. it's awful.
it's a poor move, Cotton.
Yeah, I can't do anything.
All right. Well, anyways, Jennifer, it has been a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you so much for jumping on.
Well, thanks
Sorry
for
you're
inviting me.
missing bedtime with your kids, but
I'm not. That's the chore. That's like the mountain at the end of the marathon. It's
really?
like every day. It's like
always a rough one.
gotta do bedtime. Not always. And once when you get kind of a good routine going, it settles in. But still, every once in a while they're kind of ramped up or cantankerous or something, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
Rough. I wasn't. I might need to talk to my parents about it, but I don't remember ever being like not down to go to bed. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm tired. I'm out.
Yeah.
Just going to sleep. But yeah, no, it's been awesome. I'm glad we finally got to actually talk.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I actually know you,
too.
like I said, after 2.5 years. One last time, plug the website.
Oh, hickoryandelm.com.
hickoryandelm.com, and if you type in HAYB 20, you will get 20% off.
20% off your whole cart.
Whole cart.
Yeah.
All right, dude, that's awesome, man. And just shout out to you for doing having the mindset you have for that business. That's super dope.
Thanks,
man.
I appreciate that.
Super dope. As always, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, gentlemen, and then everybody that's rolled with us all the way to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys learned some things. Go check out her shop. Even if it doesn't have a promo code, just be a good person and support your local businesses. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Be easy. Peace.